Hello everyone! Today in Cooking Globo's Dog Fun we are going to make some individual desserts of cream, brownie and mousse, of which we will get about 12 to 18 portions. We are going to start by making the powdered milk cream, for which we are going to need 200 grams of condensed milk, 200 grams of cream, 50 grams of butter and 120 grams of powdered milk. We start by beating the condensed milk for about 3.5 minutes. Then we add the other ingredients one by one. First the butter, then the cream and finally the milk powder, beating constantly. We beat everything until it's a smooth and creamy mixture and we transfer to a glass container, refrigerating for 3 hours. Then the brownie, for which we will need 3 eggs, 80 grams of wheat flour, 200 grams of butter, 63 grams of cocoa, 190 grams of sugar and a pinch of salt. We start by adding the eggs and sugar in a bowl and beating very well until they are creamy. We add the sifted cocoa and the butter in peace at room temperature and mix with the help of a spatula or a tongue, so that the cocoa does not splash a lot. Despite this, I recommend that you protect yourself with an apron. Now we add the sifted wheated flour and salt and beat again until everything is smooth. We place the mixture in a greased or non-stick mold and we spread it very well so that we have an equal brownie everywhere. We put it in the oven preheated to 190 degrees for about 35 minutes with heat up and down on the middle tray. When we prick it with a toothpick or skewer and it comes out clean, our brownie is ready. We take it out and let it cool down to room temperature. The following will be the powdered milk mousse, for which we will need 60 grams of powdered milk, 400 grams of condensed milk, 400 grams of heavy cream and 30 grams of colorless gelatin without flavor. We can buy milk cream or make it ourselves for what we need, 200 grams of butter and 250 milliliters of whole milk. We put the milk and butter in a saucepan over medium-high heat and while stirring, we have it here for 5 minutes without letting the milk boil. When we see that the milk is slightly creamy, we pass it through the blender for 3 or 4 minutes and put it into an airtight glass container and let it cool in the fridge overnight. The next day we can use our heavy cream. With these amounts I have got about 367 grams of heavy cream. The next thing is to prepare the gelatin, for which we will need 26 grams or milliliters of whole milk and 6 grams of unflavored colorless gelatin. We beat and incorporate the gelatin well and let it rest. The preparation of powdered milk mousse will start by adding the powdered milk, the condensed milk and the cream to a container and beating for a few minutes until everything is very well mixed. Now we add the already dissolved gelatin and beat for 5 minutes. We transfer it to a glass container and refrigerate it for 3 hours. Finally, the final assembly, for which we are going to start with the powdered milk cream. We will start by putting it in a pastry bag with a fine smooth nozzle and creating spirals with it at the base of the glasses that we are going to use to serve the desserts. We will make a layer until it fills about a third of the height of the glass. Next, a layer of brownie, which we are going to cut in half. If you cut it before having the circles made, do it carefully, because what can happen to me and not cut in whole. We cut the circles with the help of the base of the glasses that we are going to use for the desserts, and if you have not previously cut it in half, this is the moment. When you have the circles ready, we place them on top of the cream that we already had in the glasses. The remains that you have left over can be saved and used to fill holes or decorate. Finally, the mousse, which we are going to put in a pastry bag with a curly nose, and we are going to make spirals on top of the brownie until we have a kind of conical shape. Then we decorate on top of the mousse and we will have our individual desserts. I hope you like it.